I fucking love. One thing I would love to do is to record a podcast in one take, because normally it's like, okay, here's the intro, here's this segment. I'd have to like split them up into bits so that I could then upload them as one thing. But I feel like it would be easier if I just like recorded everything from intro all the way to the end in one big ass take. So there's just one file instead of a bunch of small ones. Cool. So, without further ado, good morning, dieharders. Who's ready to live free or die hard? This is the Shogun on the S&W EXPerience, episode 50 something. I don't know. I really don't know anymore, dude. I don't keep track. But yeah, I'm with my great guest Six, and we're discussing anything and everything, but mostly the Flush. So you were saying?
Good to be back.
Yeah.
The Flush.
It is.
Where did it even begin?
That studio's fucked. That's just. Not just in that movie, but in general, just...
They are.
You know that Harry Potter prequel, the third one, Secrets of Dumbledore?
Yeah.
I saw that. It was the most boring Harry Potter movie I'd ever seen in my life. God, dude. There was like generally like 30 minutes left to go, and I was fucking yawning, dude. Like just... For a movie called Secrets of Dumbledore, it takes 50 minutes for him to show up.
And it's so weird because a movie with that much star power, you know, Jude Law, and co, you would think you would have much more appeal.
Yeah.
Much more box office appeal, much more movie just focus.
And it doesn't make sense, dude. Like,
Really?
dude, you go with spoilers.
Yeah.
Alright, spoiler alert is in effect. This movie, like, their plan to stop Grindelwald, now played by Matt Mikkelsen, who, if you notice now, each Harry Potter prequel movie has a different guy playing Grindelwald, because the first was Colin Farrell, second was Johnny Depp, and the third guy is Mads. So, if they ever make a sequel, I hope they keep up the tradition and find someone new. So, like, you know, just for the lulz. But their plan to stop him, okay, this story has written itself into a corner. The good guys can't formulate a plan because now the bad guy, Mads, has this ability to see into the future because he killed this creature and its blood can, like, you know, you can see into the future if you, like, use its blood. Thing is, he, like, uses a spell to, like, revive it so he can kill it again and look in the future, bring it back, kill it again. Basically predict everything the good guys are going to do. So their plan is no plan. They're like, our best hope at defeating him is to confuse him, since he can, like, see ahead and see what we're going to do. But then when you really think about that, if he can see ahead and see what you're going to do, then he knows everything you're doing right now. Like,
True.
So you've written yourself into a corner. How your hero's going to overcome that?
It's a plot contrivance.
Yes. And so, dude, a lot of pointless plot beats go on. Also, you have no idea what is happening until it's happened.
Yeah.
That is a terrible way to write a story. There's a scene where they go to Germany to, like, get this guy. So it's in the middle of his election season, because wizards have elections now. Apparently, like, who's gonna be like the grand wizard of, like, all wizardry or whatever.
Yeah.
And somehow, this is like the wizard that's gonna represent, like, all wizards on Earth. It has boiled down to 2 candidates. Somehow.
Oh wow.
2 people. It was 3, but now it's boiled down to 2. There was this Asian lady, you know, obvious, you know, pandering to China, whatever.
Yeah.
And then there was this Russian guy who's, like, the main German dude is actually a Russian dude, which, I don't know, weird. You're in Germany, you're the German leader, but you're a Russian guy or whatever. And then this, like, other guy, it's boiled down to the 2 of them, and now the heroes have to go there and pass a message to the current, like, wizard leader or whatever, and basically try to tell them, like, hey, like, the message is basically do what is right, not what is easy. That's it. Travel all the way to Germany, meet the fucking king of all wizards, just to pass a message, do what is right, not what is easy.
Pointless.
Exactly. You could send a letter.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Send an owl, a crow, a raven.
There are literal letters in this universe that talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, dude. This movie...
They have postal systems that go on the pipes.
Dude. And so they get there, they tell them that because this guy wants to, like, allow Grindelwald to become one of the candidates that people can vote for. which if anybody knows politics, you don't just show up like a couple of days before the voting and you're like, oh, I'm a candidate now. Like this.
Throw yourself in the mix.
Yes. Also, isn't he wanted for like a shit ton of crimes?
Yeah.
And then even on the thing, like after they've passed him the message, he's like, oh, okay, I understand. He gets up and he's like, an investigation was done by like the Ministry of Magic, whatever, and we have found no wrongdoing on Grindelwald's part. Therefore, we allow him to like enter as a candidate. I'm like, wasn't he like murdering people?
Based on
Dude was literally murdering people in the streets in the last movie, and like, oh, we have found no wrongdoing. So like, there are no witnesses, no evidence, whatever. And it's like, the fuck? Hello, you know who this is, right? The whole story just undermines itself. And there's this one member of the team who like leaves and joins Grindelwald's team because like his reason for being there, they asked him why are you here, and it's like his sister followed this guy, you know, and she died following him, and he's like, every day that I'm alive reminds me that she is not, you know, so you think, oh, okay, he's on a revenge mission, whatever, but then he's like, nah, Dumbledore sent me here to spy on you, but like, you know, I want to join you, like, dude. So he's with them, he's helping them throughout the movie until the third act, and surprise, he was a double agent, he was helping Dumbledore all along, like,
so
like we couldn't have seen that
a
coming.
triple twist, dude.
Wow, dude, it's just, and he doesn't do anything. He doesn't have any standout lines. He barely has a character. He's literally just there. His first line is like, my name is blah, blah, blah. And then for like 10 minutes, he says, fuck off. He says, fuck off for the next 10 minutes. Yeah. And then we don't see him again. Like, we legit don't see him again until he comes back to be like, ha, I was with you guys all along. See?
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Is there any value, or should I say, any continued value, in making these prequels centered around Dumbledore and the creation of Hogwarts and whatnot, as opposed to potentially having a different spin-off centered around another character in the universe?
There is no value in continuing with these prequels, dude. Dude, the first one was just that. A spin-off on another character not connected to the main Harry Potter books. And it worked as is. But then the rest of them,
the one
just
singular contained story.
But then the sequels came and it's like, here's Dumbledore. Here's Professor McGonagall before she got old. Here's, oh, you like Hogwarts? We're going to go to Hogwarts for 5 minutes. Even though we're literally just going to talk to the guy and have him say, I can't intervene because, you know, me and Grindelwald have this thing that's going to kill us if we try to commit harm against each other. Oh, they undo that. Even though at the beginning of the movie they're like, this magic can't be undone.
And then it's undone.
Dude, they don't even... Dude, the explanation is so wishy-washy. Like, it's literally just like, he's standing there at the end after, like, they fought, and he's like, but I thought you and Grindelwald couldn't move against each other. And they were like, oh, he sought to attack, I sought to defend. Like, our wands, like, met, and, like, it was, like, fate, I think. It's like, you said it can't be undone, and here it is, undone. Like,
by simply doing different things.
Dude.
At the same time.
Yeah. They even go to lengths to show that if Dumbledore even thinks about harming the dude, like the necklace is gonna try to like strangle him to death. It even like winds around and chokes him, and he has to like put that thought out of his mind. So y'all being in the same room while he's trying to start a war and you trying to, isn't that enough? Doesn't that count as like going against each other?
Race.
Wow. There were so many things wrong with that film.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect case of they didn't go all the way ahead.
Yeah.
They definitely did.
Should have stopped with that first one though. That's where I put it. I mean, no disrespect to Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But you know, he did the best what he was given, but they should have stopped after that first one though.
Wow.
I feel like they were going for the Star Wars thing.
Yeah,
like main trilogy, prequels.
What do you think about it?
Yeah.
Kenobi. Have we finished it?
Nah. I ain't see it yet. I'm gonna get to that when I get to it. Just need to
Yeah.
finish a bunch of stuff,
What's on your list these days?
Um, there's Heartstopper, Halo, The Boys, definitely a bunch of shit, and Miss Marvel.
Oh,
Even with the mixed reviews I've been hearing,
I'm caught up, right?
what's been going on? Man? Like, what
Not
gives?
much. Uh,
Is it one of those like the first three seasons are slow, but then they pick up as the show goes on?
much worse. I think obviously they've changed the character background in a sense. The power background and the lineage, right? The culture of. Okay, so what do you call it? Would you call it culture or true ethnicity?
What do you mean? She's not Muslim anymore?
She is, obviously, but obviously no longer an inhuman.
Oh, right.
So that's
So that part's
race different, yeah. Race
Yeah.
versus religion. It's there, and again, I don't want
Can
to
you really say?
spoil it.
Can you say species when you describe the Inhumans? Because
Yeah, because they're not human beings and inhumans.
yeah, okay.
It's different,
So she's not an Inhuman anymore.
and obviously the power set shows that because
Yeah.
no Terrigen mists, no, I don't know.
Speaking of the Inhumans, call back to Multiverse of Madness. Black Bolt is dumb.
Black
I've
Bolt.
said this before, but Black Bolt is dumb.
Black is our Balticon, the wildest name in all comics.
Dude, like, dude blew his own head off,
Yeah.
man. He couldn't keep quiet. The thing he's been doing his whole life, dude. Shit.
You would think, as a person who's highly trained in combat and war and can do well under pressure, he would think not to scream when his mouth has been removed.
Yeah.
That's the first thing he would think himself, as a brilliant strategist, as a military veteran, as a seasoned combat veteran, would think not to do.
Yeah.
And he does it. And he kills himself.
Dude, it's just,
He wouldn't have killed himself if he didn't shout.
yeah. If he had just stayed calm and acted like he normally does, he might have made it.
Spot would have broken.
Yeah.
But again, I think it lends itself to the comedic intent of the
Yeah.
scene.
Like, let's show, like, hey, these people are not to be fucked with. They killed Thanos.
Yeah.
And let's
But
have
at the same
Wanda
time,
just
she just
shred.
kills them.
Yeah.
Like, they are formidable. They're not a joke,
Yeah.
but this is Wanda's movie, in a sense.
I said it then and I'll say it now, dude. Black Bolt alone should have been able to take Thanos, man. Just show up, say a few words, and bounce. That's it.
But
Like-
again, my thing still remains, how would you get him?
Keep him in place long enough. Dude, he showed up. You remember, he showed up on Titan on his lonesome.
Yeah.
They didn't have to lure him there. He came there.
Yeah, but then what?
Then he shows up and you blast
You
him.
know who was fast? He was dodging the crimson rings of cryotech quite effortlessly from Doctor Strange. He's fast. He's big, but he's very fast.
Dude, the guy has an instant kill move and doesn't use it.
It's more of a loading. It kind of stacks and stacks.
Yeah, when he got strange.
Yeah.
So,
So it would still be tough. And again, he would only kill him if someone was willing to sacrifice themselves.
Muhammad came up with the perfect
Some
thing.
people.
Get some bots. Get a bunch of
Those
Ultron
bots are
bots.
weak.
Hold them in place.
As I said, man, if those bots were being treated like paper in Age of Ultron, just meaningless, out of my way, squish your head. Hulk, a weaker Hulk, was ripping through them like paper. What candle can they possibly hold to a bloodlusted, rageful Thanos who desperately wants to escape a situation in front of them. How could they fare? You could have $100, they wouldn't do anything. It's still tough.
It's still tough.
You would need you would need an enhanced with super strength. At minimum, Spider-Man level. That's your base.
Yeah.
It can only go up, can't go down.
This lineup doesn't make sense, dude. Just fucking. Okay, wait a minute. Professor X was there.
Yeah.
And why couldn't he just mind control the guy, hold up, and then Black Bolt comes in? He could have done that. He's one of the most powerful telepaths ever.
Mantis him, but again,
Yeah, like they did in Infinity War. They could have just mantis him and
who's
held
a
him in place.
powerful? Would you say Mantis is a telepath? I mean, she has to hold you, but she kind of is.
Kind of, yeah.
She can put you to sleep with her mind, because it is her mind. She's like, she touches you to invisibly, but it's her mind.
Yeah.
Who's the more powerful one? Charles or Mantis?
Charles, dude.
I mean, Mantis put a planet to sleep.
Yeah, but
for several
Charles,
minutes.
but Charles took on the Phoenix Force, dude. That shit
he
can
lost.
destroy a planet, man.
And he lost. He lost. Keep in mind, he was blown to smithereens.
That movie is no longer canon, dude. That movie is no longer canon. Those
He's
events
subdued.
did not happen anymore.
He subdued a uninhibited Phoenix Force for 2
Yeah.
decades.
And that ain't no easy feat.
But Mantis though.
And he was able to get through to Wanda, even for a little bit.
And then he had his head ripped off.
Yep.
He even snapped.
Out of everybody, he had like the second most unceremonious death.
And I guess that lends itself to the thing of if you die in a dream, you die in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Even though that's not how it works in the comics,
Exactly.
because like Scott, like Cyclops, he got into that like mind space with like when the Phoenix Force was doing its thing, and he had to
Yeah.
talk to Jean, and he got stabbed by an astral projection. He didn't die. He like in reality he was like oh, and he fell, but he didn't die.
Yeah, because it hurts, but it's not lethal.
Yeah. I mean the movies now, yes, it is pretty lethal. If you die in there, you die outside.
Exactly.
Hey, but Reed being turned into like silly string.
My thing is, okay, if she didn't do that, what would he have done? Because he was reaching for her, and then what? And then what, Reed?
I don't know, punch,
What was he gonna
maybe.
do?
Just,
He was like just reaching. What was his end game?
we'll never know.
Like, okay, we know Reed is one of the smartest people in the universe. We know that. We know this. But what can he actually do in a fight?
I don't know.
He has at best enhanced Kamala Khan powers.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's nothing to laugh at, but
Yeah.
against people like Thanos, Wanda,
He could hold them in place. I mean, he held the
Punch
thing
him.
in place in that one movie, and the thing is strong. So, yeah.
who's stronger? The thing was Spider-Man.
Hey. Depends which thing, because actually, no, it doesn't.
Exactly, because the thing is, he is substantially weaker than the Hulk. Quite substantially. To the point where it's no contest at times.
And, yeah, but more often than not, like, but he can't hold his own.
Yeah, he
It's
can
not a
hold-
question of who's stronger. Like Hulk
he
is
can have
obviously stronger, but like,
he can have a punch out.
yeah,
And again, I think it also lends itself to the fact that his size helps him.
yeah,
Because a person like Peter Parker, he's insanely strong. He's about like a 30 tonner in the comics. Cool. He can have a punch out with the Hulk. He can. But his size will always make him go fly.
yeah.
If his mass was bigger, say equal to that of the Hulk's, he could last longer because of his size.
Yeah.
It would lend to him lasting longer because Same thing as Hulk and Thanos. The Hulk could throw him around, but Thanos is obviously much, much, much more stronger.
Yeah. Said like something. I remember the Russos saying something about this was kind of cheeky because at the time Endgame surpassed Titanic as the highest grossing movie, and they asked like how strong is Thanos? And it's like, well, you could probably like lift up the Titanic if you wanted to. Just like
That's not a
it's kind of I see you.
yeah, that's not a crazy feat though.
Yeah.
Titanic.
But shit though. Also with Thanos, he's strategic. You know, like the Hulk was just going at it.
Exactly.
He was just like shoving him in the walls and yeah.
And man, he's very old. He is quite literally
He's an eternal.
several million years old.
Yeah.
Because obviously that movie, and spoilers, that movie has established that they aren't just a couple thousand years old.
Yeah.
As per what we saw in the beginning.
They've been around since like
They have been
cavemen and shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
But like they have been used, mind erased, used, mind erased.
From planet to planet to planet. From beginning to end, dude, yeah.
They're not just what, like 3,000, because 3,000 is roundabout Mesopotamia,
Yeah.
where they first popped up. But we've established they have been alive much longer than that.
Yeah. Thanks to that Mad Riri from
Exactly.
Angelina Jolie.
Which is again a whole thing of, does Thanos have Mad Riri? But a manageable version of it.
Is that what happened to his planet too? That's
Titan.
also a thing about is that what happened to
Exactly.
Titan?
Titan.
Because yeah. Did an emergence not go all the way through and
But it's still
fucked up the planet? Yeah.
yeah,
Damn.
a mad type.
Speaking of Eternals, that ending doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Because, okay, let's leave our suspension of disbelief. Let's leave that.
Yeah.
Obviously, with a landmass that big, one, it affects gravity. Two, it affects the ocean tides. Three, it affects flights, air travel, space travel. It affects the atmosphere. It affects climate. Let's leave that out the window. Why has no property since that movie acknowledged that thing's
That there's a
existence?
big fucking head sticking out of the earth with a giant hand on the other side of the world.
The
Just-
size of a country.
no one mentions that. Just you think it'd be all over the fucking news.
All the time.
Dude.
Day 200 of a mysterious man. Big statue. Like, what?
Dude, just fucking like, dude. It's they talked about Peter Parker for days,
Much longer.
much longer than that.
Longer.
They talk about Peter Parker being Spider-Man.
You would think
More than
Doctor
this.
Strange, being a protector of Earth, would be concerned about a giant fucking statue thing
Appearing
popping
out of nowhere, just within the earth.
popping out of Earth. What?
Oh, jeez.
Like, I would much rather accept the fact that Strange was not in Westview due to the Eternals. I would much rather accept that.
Then he was just,
Him and Wong
I don't know.
investigating that.
yeah, that would be better than this shit.
But what is this? Nothing?
What were they doing? Oh, they were cleaning up the snow. Just dude left the door open and
Yeah.
that's it.
Tundra game. Like, what?
Dude,
Give us something.
what was everyone doing in this meantime? Because, okay, after Falcon and Winter Soldier, after WandaVision, after Hawkeye, all that.
Yeah.
Okay, it was even like after Spider-Man. But like the first property since then says nothing about it. There's a big freaking head and hand sticking out of the earth, and nobody has anything. Jay Jonah's got nothing to say.
No news outlets.
Dude, it wasn't even in a remote area. Even if it was,
Yeah.
you'd still see it. Those with satellites would still be like, that wasn't there yesterday.
Exactly.
Uh,
They speak about it for the movie, for the duration of the movie, of what left of it, of the Eternals, and then never again.
yeah.
It's just a thing that's accepted. I mean, granted,
It's the MCU, crazy shit happens,
yes,
but
aliens
this,
inversion, cool, but come on,
someone would say something.
that's a
still.
permanent thing.
Like, the fucking Battle of New York with the Chitauri
Yeah.
was spoken about in Civil War.
Yeah.
That was like 2 phases later.
Luke Cage,
Dude, Luke Cage and the Daredevil and
the
everything.
entire Netflix MCU. I don't know. Is it canon? Who knows? We saw Kingpin. It's tough. It's
Yeah.
pretty much AOS all over again. Is that canon? Who knows?
It's tough because AOS has moments where it says yes, it is canon.
Yeah.
And then there's moments
But
where
this
they're just
side is
like,
like,
yeah. Because AOS will gladly reference the movies, no problem.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on. Last 2 seasons, Quantum Realm, Quantum Travel,
Yeah.
Time Vortexes.
Yeah.
They literally use Pym Tech. So it's like, can we accept it? They use it, but
Yeah.
don't care.
It's still questionable.
we have the Darkhold that looks completely. And again, at least, fortunately, that does have an answer.
Yeah.
Because every Darkhold book is a copy. The real Darkhold is etched on Mount Wonderwood. Cool.
Yeah.
I can accept that. They're all copies, so there can be many versions, even on the same panel. But
Yeah.
everything else, it's tough.
Tough to explain.
Yeah, tough to say.
I did like that one season where Agents of Shield was Agents of Hydra, and they were all in that simulation where like Hydra was running shit. That was an awesome what if. That was one awesome season long what if.
Yeah.
Just yeah. But dude, I remember we were talking about things that were funny in the moment but don't make sense now. And like the one we brought up was the Wi-Fi joke in Doctor Strange. Like, that doesn't make sense now, dude.
You
Just
have devices.
you don't even have a phone. You just
They read books and practice magic.
shit. Just oh damn. But like there was so many things going on, you know. Oh, another thing that does make sense now. Loki in the first Thor movie was a frost giant baby.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, oh, he's a regular guy, you know. He doesn't turn blue at all anymore. It's just
I mean, obviously there is confirmed to this day, but there's a widely publicized rumor, theory, whatever you want to call it,
yeah.
that he apparently reverted back to a frost giant after Thanos snapped his neck as a corpse on the ground.
Oh, because
And again, you can't see it properly.
yeah,
The lighting
because
is
the
different,
lighting, yeah.
everything is very obscure. And the camera briefly cuts to his corpse. But he reverted. Apparently.
Yep. Apparently.
Apparently. But it's just one of
Yeah.
those things that they kind of forgot about till what if
Yep.
when we truly see a 12-foot frost giant Loki. But at the same time, it's like, okay, this doesn't matter as much as many other things. Many other concepts and plot things.
Another thing, the Infinity Gauntlet in Odin's trophy room thing. Yeah. Dude, for years, I was wondering, like, yo, there's an Infinity Gauntlet in the room. Does that mean, like, is this, then Hela comes in, fake. And it just,
And I think it was very important to do that, but then also you kind of get why it was done.
yeah.
Because we kind of see that Odin now as a character, very arrogant, very, what's the word? He has a lot to show.
Yeah.
He's very show off.
He has a golden castle, man.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
So part of that is that, okay, he wants to sell the image of being not only an all-father, but having all the Infinity Stones. So everything is a facade. He's still powerful, obviously. He's the all-father.
Yeah.
But everything is mostly optics.
Yeah, and when Hela destroyed those murals that were like, all peaceful and shit, and then revealed the truth, like,
real ones.
nah, we enslaved people, like, just,
Odin is a walking around.
yeah,
And he gathered the land. So he didn't unite them. He gathered them like stones.
Yeah, and it explains why in the first Thor movie, even though Thor had trespassed into the Frost Giants' kingdom, even though he'd killed some of them, they were still like, oh, okay, we'll back up, you know. Just,
Exactly.
yeah.
But do you think it was a wasted character?
No, because it was never his story. It was always Thor's story, so, you
I
know.
don't know. I feel like Odin as a character had so much cosmic potential. Think about it. His fights alone can unravel the very fabric of reality.
Yeah.
Because he contends with the Celestials in the comics. That would have been a very fun sight to see.
Yeah.
But again,
And it would have been better than Kumail Nanjiani just going, oh yeah, when Thor was a kid, he used to follow me around all the time. It would have been better if we saw that,
yeah.
as opposed to him just saying it. So
Like at some point now, I kind of think to myself, would we have benefited from an actor in his mid-40s portraying Odin in 2011 so that you leave some years for him to be able to continue being Odin in future installments. Because obviously we have Sir Anthony Hopkins,
yeah.
brilliant actor, but it was in the 70s.
I mean, he was still active in his 60s a bit. He did.
Yeah.
There was that movie with Chris Rock, Bad Company. He had a
Yeah.
fight scene in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was like when he was in his 60s. He aged pretty fast. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Hemsworth, when he did Thor, was right smack bang in his mid 20s.
Yeah.
Having an actor in their 40s, about 20 years their senior, with some makeup prosthetics,
Make him look old. Yeah.
at this point in what? 11 years?
Yeah.
They would still be in their 50s. Still able, in my opinion, to portray Odin in this new cosmic phase that we're in.
Yeah.
But again, that would also change certain aspects about the MCU as a whole.
Although I have to ask, before they settled on Anthony Hopkins, they initially wanted Mel Gibson. Do you think we dodged a bullet on that one?
Now, yeah,
Could he have played the part though?
yes, but also Mel has had
A troubled past, to say the least.
troubled past, troubled presence. I think certain things he's kind of doubled back on. Maybe.
Could you see him coming back to do Dark World, Ragnarok?
That era, you mentioned him, he was still problematic at that point. Still very much an anti-Semite. Very much so. Obviously, at that point, Marvel hadn't been bought by Disney, so
Yeah.
there was still a leeway to cost whatever they wanted. But with the new Disney reign,
Yeah.
it's not going to fly.
They would have sanitized the fuck out of that
They
character.
fired James Gunn for a lot less. Well, not really, but they fired him.
Yeah. Oh, they fired him for something they didn't know about.
Yeah, I think a
Yeah.
person like Downey being hired for that movie,
Yeah. It was because they knew that he did some shit.
but also
Yeah.
if Disney had owned Marvel at that point,
They'd have gotten Tom
Downey would
Cruise.
not have gotten hired.
They'd have gotten Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Not
Tom
even a
is clean,
question.
he's sanitized, he's a religious man, so to speak.
Aside from jumping on Oprah's couch, everything's good. Like,
Pretty clean.
hey, I remember seeing that, dude. It was the funniest shit. I used to watch Oprah on SNBC3, dude. Like,
Nice show.
yeah.
Shout out to Oprah.
Shout out to Oprah, man. Shit. She'd have been a great president, but I get why she didn't, like,
Yeah.
run.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
It's a tough job.
She has a double handicap,
Yeah.
women and black.
But we were saying, shit, dude. What are we saying?
Odin.
Oh yeah, Odin. Yeah, so basically we dodged a bullet not casting him out.
Yeah. What do you think of someone like oh wow.
What about Sam Neill?
Yeah, I was about to say that. But also he's not old, he's like 60 something, right? Late 60s.
I mean, he could have played Odin.
Still younger than Anthony by a long shot.
Yeah. So he could have played Odin. I mean,
What about person like I don't know, maybe who's this guy? The one from Inglourious Basterds.
wait, which guy? Tim Roth?
No.
Wasn't he Abomination?
No, not him. In the beginning of the movie, he plays a Nazi general.
Oh, Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
He's kind of short.
He's short. So is Anthony.
He's shorter than Chris Hemsworth, dude. Like,
Anthony's short.
yeah, but he doesn't look short. Like,
Yeah, but he's short. In fact, he's like 162 or something.
yeah, but
They made him so.
this is I get it, but like, Christoph Waltz is short. He's shorter than Daniel Craig. He's shorter than Brad Pitt and Inglorious.
Which is weird because he doesn't look 6 foot.
Yeah.
Craig's my height. He's 183, 4, somewhere there.
But he doesn't look it though.
He doesn't.
He's like
You know what it
pretty-
is?
Yeah.
It's his head. He
Yeah.
has a very wide head. It's very.
Yeah.
It makes him look stocky.
It does. Kind of
Like his
distorts
body
it.
is normal. I've seen his body, like his leg to abdomen ratio. It's fine.
Yeah.
But the head, it's something.
I'd say Daniel Craig's Bond was the most physical of all the James Bonds.
Very much so.
Yeah.
He's the one Bond actor who really got in shape for the role and really had experience for it. Because he was in the Navy.
Yeah. Hey, but when they cast him,
Matrix was
yep.
crazy.
It was ridiculous.
Crazy back
Holy
then.
shit, dude! Like,
And you know what? I don't get it.
these arguments were dumb. Like, he's not right for the character because he's blonde. Like,
Yeah.
so Roger Moore had red hair. Like, what the fuck? What is this
Like,
shit?
Craig, he has weird eyes. Okay, they're beautiful, but they're kind of creepy.
Yeah.
They're pretty creepy. I can see how. Could you imagine him with like black eyes?
That'd be creepier, man. Like, just
He looked normal to me. Like
if he had like darker eyes,
Yeah.
I could see it. But like straight up black,
he'd look like a generic man.
yeah. And that's not a good thing because that's not Bond. Like, yeah.
He's kind of above ordinary.
Yeah. So with the writers announcing that the next Bond will be another reinvention of the character, like where do you see the series going? You see like going like let's go all the way back to the beginning thing, or like just just
The prequel will not bode well.
really?
Just because in Hollywood right now,
Because Craig's Bond is dead.
Yeah.
Definitively dead.
I think right now the subset that we have for certain characters in a certain age bracket, if it's not Target Edgerton, it's
What, Tom Hardy?
no, to all the world ever loved. Noah.
Noah Sin.
If
Really?
it's not, I'm talking about young Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Young Hollywood, it's kind of, it's lacking. And
Yeah.
not in a bad way, but kind of in a bad way, but just like, there's not enough.
Quantity, not quality.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's not a lot of young
There's not a lot.
headlining dudes. Yeah.
And the people who we thought were young are now old. Your Radcliffes, your Efrons,
yeah.
your B. Jordans.
They're too young to play like a young
Your
version of this
Cavills.
character. Yeah.
They're all mid-30s now. Mid to late 30s. They're done. They're gone. Young Hollywood, 20s, lacking.
And if we were to do a prequel, the guy would have to be younger than Craig was when you signed on.
Exactly.
And as you previously stated, Timothy Chalamet Bond won't work
Hell.
for your own reasons.
I could see him as like a young DC superhero. Spandex muscle suit, maybe. Maybe a young Grayson, a teenage Grayson.
No, fuck that. That
don't want-
Robin had the gayest outfit, dude.
No, but like early 90s.
Oh, yeah,
Say he's like 17.
I could see him as Tim Drake.
He just broke off from Batman's shit.
Not, yeah, because he's not a Jason Todd. With all the respect to the guy, he's no Jason Todd.
You'd need a guy with more gravitas, more grit.
Someone who could believably be like a brutal dude who's killing people.
Yeah.
What about Taylor Lautner?
Oof, he's too old. He's like 36. I told you, man.
Everybody who was young is now old. Shit. Oh, dude. You can't cast this shit.
It's too late.
That's why they're like, it will be 2 years before we even start this shit.
Exactly. Lautner would, in fact, make a young Bruce Wayne.
Dude. Oh,
It's
fuck,
tough.
man. Hey, his career really stalled after
I really did, eh?
Fuck.
His last movie I saw him in was The Kidnap one.
Oh, yeah. Abduction, yeah.
Which is weird because everyone who's like been in that trilogy or quadrilogy or whatever you want to call it went on to do some decent things.
Yeah.
Pattinson, Stewart, Diana.
That's big, dude.
Big.
Yeah.
They're both big.
Yeah. Even the dad, dude. Even the guy who played her dad went on to do shit. Just,
And you would think, because he at that point was the more conventionally attractive actor,
yeah.
but he got shafted in Hollywood.
He had
I'll tell
one
you what it
movie.
was. Yeah,
He had one leading man movie, and that was it.
I'll tell you what it was. Colorism. An actor who's racially ambiguous can work if they can pull off being white. Lautner did not pull off being white. He's a white guy. He is, surprisingly. But he looks Navajo.
Yeah. And the
And
fact that he
doesn't
plays the
scream.
Navajo in the thing
Exactly.
kind of, yeah.
Doesn't scream eating man. But he's as white as they come, appearance wise. The image is ruined him. It's sad.
Plus, that movie was very much like, okay, we can see like these Bourne movies are making money. Let's do our own Bourne movie.
capitalized.
Yeah.
Which didn't work because at that point,
They weren't making Bourne movies anymore.
he
So
was out the window. He had Jeremy Renner briefly.
yeah, that wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't what people wanted.
Exactly.
You know, they wanted Matt Damon again, and now we got Renner. So,
I had fun with it.
yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that character again, or at the very least, when they brought back Matt Damon, acknowledge that that movie happened.
Exactly.
But they didn't. It's just like, oh, Matt Damon's back, move on. Nothing happened between the movies. Just
Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne. Funny.
and dude, the name of the movie he came back in was just Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
Not Bourne something. It was like,
Jason Bourne.
we want you to know that this is Matt Damon coming back. Like it's just
Would he be good to come back?
what, Damon
Yeah.
or Renner?
Him.
For one more Bourne movie.
How old is he?
Late
Late 40s.
He's done, man.
I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure those movies aged him, dude.
He did.
Those movies aged him
It's
fast.
pretty much like probably what the Mission Impossible movies with Tom Cruise.
Yep. But he's still in relatively
Body.
good shape.
Yeah, he's in very good shape. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But you saw that photo where he had like his arm up, like,
Yeah.
like shit, dude. And right there, I was like, this dude could have been Iron Man.
Defense junket. And
Yeah.
it baffles me that Marvel can get Damon, Neil, Hemsworth for cameos.
In one movie.
But they can't get
Tom Cruise?
I think it's mainly, I mean, personally for me, I think it's down to Cruise having creative control in all of his projects.
I mean, true, but cameo, Tropic Thunder,
Yeah.
and that's obviously him and Stella are buddies. But come on,
I think Tropic Thunder was at that point when Hollywood was starting to like ease up on him because all the Scientology shit.
Yeah.
He divorced Kitty Holmes, I think that one was, and like
I know
Hollywood
Holmes
started
and Kids are bad. One of them.
because it was Mission Impossible. Because Mission Impossible 3 didn't make the same amount of money as the one before it.
Yeah.
And suddenly it was like, maybe we need to replace him. That's why in the fourth one, they had Jeremy Renner, and he was doing some stunts too. So they were like, when he vanishes, you can just like, oh, here's dude to replace him.
Yeah.
But then that movie made money,
Yeah.
a ton of money. And suddenly it was like, okay,
Maybe
he's
he's
back
on-
now.
yeah,
Maybe
he's
he's
on
back
toast.
now. Yeah. And around then it was like, okay, I can now ask for more things. Since it's shown that I'm bankable and reliable and whatever, I can now flex more creatively on my films.
Yeah.
Because look at The Mummy. That movie centered more on Tom Cruise than the titular character, The Mummy.
And that movie, for all it's worth, was a lot of Tom Cruise just trying to establish a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he already had one.
Yeah.
The Mission Impossible verse. That's your MCU, baby. You're good. Why do you want more?
Not to mention that scene where they literally walk past all the like Easter eggs and shit for all the other movies. There was like the hand from this one creature. There was like a vampire skull.
Yeah.
Like just,
And that's the far.
dude, what is this? You can't tease sequels
Doesn't make
better.
sense. It's literally TASM2.
It was the same fucking thing. The dude literally walked past all the stuff. That just devalues the villains.
And who made the Dark Universe?
It was, both those movies were written by the same guy.
Exactly.
Obviously.
I.
You think he would have learned by now?
You would think. You would think Sony learned. You would think he would have learned.
You notice how that movie just ends? It doesn't have an ending. It's like Tom Cruise has powers now, and he looks off and he's like, where's your sense of adventure? And then they ride off, and that's it. That's not an
I think it's
ending.
because
The movie just ends.
They thought that it would continue. They thought it would be a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
They took pictures with.
Javier Bardem, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was gonna be the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
I remember that shit, dude. Like, they were all together in those
literal,
things. It's just
same thing that happened with the group photo with Miles Teller.
Fantastic and Xmen.
Xmen.
Yeah. And Channing Tatum was there.
Yeah, as his never gonna happen Gambit character.
Oh, dude, that's so sad. Man. Like, just why? Why did you do that? The first,
And he
really wanted to make that movie.
He wanted it.
He been wanting to make that movie since X-Men Origins,
Yeah.
which is weird because they passed him up.
And they got the other guy,
Like,
whatever his name is.
why? You have Channing Tatum ready and waiting,
Yeah.
and you're just like, nah, let's get someone else. You know, the movie didn't do so
Do you
great.
think he's 8 out of the role? He's not. He looks good. He looks
Yeah.
great. He's dating Louis Kravitz for some reason. I mean, good pairing. Don't lie. They look sexy. But
They're doing a movie together.
weird.
Like,
yeah,
he could play the character, not in his own movie,
He's like
but
what?
he could play the character.
39, 40 maybe,
Yeah,
maybe somewhere.
he could play the character, just not in his own movie.
Would you put him in the MCU though?
Yeah, man.
Does he have the chops for the MCU?
The creepy one-liners and shit, but Gambit was never that guy.
I mean, he's cocky.
Yeah, but he was never that guy to just be dropping jokes and
Yeah.
witty comebacks and shit. Like,
He's a cowboy.
yeah, it's just but in Origins he was just a dude with cars, man. Just
A mysterious top hat man. Very strange.
his little first line, like Logan comes in, and is like, "Are you Remy LeBeau?" And he's like, "Do I owe you money?" No. Well, then Remy LeBeau I am. Like, just What is that?
Like, what if you lied?
What if he lied? Dude, just...
You would have been dead.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
Hey, that character just doesn't work. But like,
You definitely need him with the X-Men. You can't have him.
would he have made that movie better?
Channing?
Keep in mind that movie had funky Deadpool
Yeah.
with no mouth.
No mouth. I think his banter with Jackman would have been more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But better, tough.
One scene doesn't save a movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That movie was so... Speaking of that movie, I remember seeing it for the first time. You remember that it leaked before it was supposed to come out?
Oh, yes.
I saw that.
Oh, wow.
It was...
The previous
I could-
CGI.
The effects were missing.
Yeah.
The claws were bad, dude.
They were
Like,
much more matted
I was-
than they were in the movie, which says something.
I was looking at like the flashback, like the World War One flashback, and a plane flew by, and I shit you not, dude, it was like a rectangle, a wheel, and a spinning thing just like carrying across the screen, and you jamming like reacting to it. It was like, wait, what is this? And when they killed fake Deadpool and his head fell into the thing, the whole thing went gray, and you saw like lights. Just... Dude, I fucking loved that cut of the movie. At least it was funny, man.
My thing is, whose decision was it to do that two-way person?
The director. Not the studio, not the writer, the director, because get
Red
this.
the Rat Ratner.
No, it was Gavin Hood. It was someone else. They asked him why he did that in the press junket for the movie, because you know the leak had come out and people had seen so much. They asked him why did you show Deadpool's mouth? He's like, oh, I thought it would be funny if the Merc with a mouth didn't have a mouth. So you thought it'd be funny to take a character's character trait and just take it away from them, like.
Like, I would get if he was so annoying, they stapled his mouth shut or something,
Yeah.
but still have him try to talk through that because it's just that annoying. Because obviously, Wade, he has very little pain receptors, if any at all.
Yeah. Hey man, that would have been creepy. Just see the thing going up and down and stretching it. You
Yeah.
remember sitting in the Matrix and he was like, whoa.
That was very creepy.
That scared me. I saw that when I was a
It
kid.
was like unexpected. It was like one thing and then it was like,
Fuck, dude. That's
crazy.
the bug. That shit with the bug when it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that was some hard shit, man. That scared me. I saw that movie not knowing what it was.
Yeah.
I was a kid, you know,
It's like,
ETV late at night.
what is this?
And it comes on. The thing with the bug. Fuck.
Oh my god.
What am I watching? And when they took it out, dude,
Yeah.
you actually saw like when the thing was like, there was blood and things like, oh, doesn't that hurt? I mean, no, because it's
Yeah,
a thing, but like, dude.
It should.
Yeah, man. Hey, that first Matrix was epic.
It was a cinematic marvel.
Yeah.
Radio.
The sequels, less so, but still good.
Yeah, they hold up.
I got a soft spot for the third one, man. Like, give me giant robots with big ass guns fighting giant snakes all day, man. I love that shit.
It's the Wachowskis to the extreme.
Yes. Like, here's a couple million, do whatever. Just make us a ton of money, dude.
Do you think that they've lost it?
Considering the fact only one of them came back for the fourth one, so, and they're a duo, so
Yeah.
I think having only one of them come back really hampered the movie.
Would you put the sisters in the MCU? Just have them direct something. And if so, what?
They've kind of slid since.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because you do a bad movie, that's your reputation.
Yeah. You're only as good as your last film.
Literally. That's a reason why he'll never give another movie to Mark Wahlberg.
Dude. And that was like his first couple movies.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he had a whole career before this.
Yeah, he was just like, okay, I'm a dabble, I'm gonna do this for you.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, because he was riding high off of, you know, SM1 success.
Yeah.
It was good.
It didn't make, you know, Raimi levels of money, but
Raimi
still
money,
good.
Not that many, but it was something.
And then he tells him too, just
Oh,
suddenly
drop the ball.
he did that weird that Chris Evans movie with like a dad trying to get back custody for his daughter, which is a weird shift.
Different genre, yes.
Dude, that's so weird. Like the dude, imagine that
You know
trailer.
what's weird?
Yeah,
On that movie, Chris's co-star,
yeah.
that actress, at that point, they dated.
Hey, Aries, nigga, what's up?
They briefly dated
Yeah,
while on set for that film.
yeah. Happens with a lot of
Which
them.
is weird, but
Not really. I mean, Ryan Reynolds met his wife on Green Lantern.
I think considering Chris Evans' love life, it's pretty strange.
Really?
He's an attractive man, but he can't find someone. Like he can't find someone to hold him down.
I mean, the same could have been said a while ago for Ben Affleck. I mean,
But Ben,
he's not Chris Evans, but
Ben had some public women. What's going on? You good, bro?
what up, big A? Shit.
I don't know. He seems like a person who should be getting action, but isn't.
We're talking about co-stars who met on set,
Yeah.
shit like that. You know what? From now on, I'm just gonna call this dude A Train because so he can finally have a fucking logo. Because you try finding something that fits Big Al, dude. Like I'm just gonna call him the A Train because why not?
Oh, that sleazebag
Given
of a
the
character.
character's backstory, crazy stuff.
No, like there was this dude named Albert, and like he went away to Japan, and when he came back, and it was like, hey, like Albert, he was like, nah, like call me the A Train now, like okay, the A Train,
But
whatever.
everybody knows A-Train as that scumbag.
Nah, you're the A Train, big difference.
No. Just because you put a D in front of it, you're still a piece of shit character.
Is that how you felt about Robert Pattinson's The Batman?
See, that's different.
That was pretentious.
That was
The Batman. I mean, yes, the comics, some shows. Hey, it's the Batman.
Oh, you what's even more pretentious? The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
What the fuck?
I'm Justice. Really? Let's be honest. You beat him up, put him in jail, they come back.
You are not vengeance,
Yeah.
dude. Vengeance kills people.
Yeah. That's kind of
That's a bit iffy whether you're.
really is.
Yeah.
Even Town Prince.
Yeah, you're kind of old, man. Ain't you kind of old to be calling stuff
Look at
that?
us calling everything DC and Marvel boomer shit. Of course it's boomer
Yeah.
shit. Look when it was made.
Wasn't Superman made during like World War II? Some shit.
After World War
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember because those old Superman serials, the Fleischer
They
cartoons.
hold up.
Oh, yeah.
That's some good ass animation.
I had the cassette. I had the cassette years back.
DVD.
How the fuck you got the cassette?
Well, you got it, man.
They remastered it, released it in like digital and
Yeah.
2000s.
Yeah, we
remember.
just went out and got it when it came out.
I bought it in Musica. Remember that?
Dude, that's so gone, right?
Right? Yo, what a time.
Yeah, but that animation was so. That cartoon was so dated. It was smooth though. It was dated in terms of story because you had
Yeah.
Superman going to Japan to fight the fucking.
And the way they look. Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty racist.
Alright. Did anybody watch The Boys?
Yeah.
This morning?
Hold up. Oh, episode 7. I haven't. Because
Dude,
I-
there's a spoiler at the end.
episode dropped when I arrived from my flights. But I'm gonna watch it when I get back home. Episode 7, right?
Dude, it's such a bang.
I'm gonna watch it.
Such a bang.
Please start season 3 as soon as you can. Please.
Dude, there's 7 episodes.
I implore you.
I'm gonna get
Soldier
Stranger
Boy.
Things and The
my
Boys,
God,
and then
Jason
just.
is brilliant actor.
Yeah, brilliant.
I can see him doing much more. Because I
Y'all
think for
only
many
saying-
years, he's kind of been low key since Supernatural ended. But
He's gonna be Batman, so
yeah,
not entirely low
live
key.
action or voice. Because
It's a TV show.
wasn't he voiced at some point?
At some point, no, he was Red Hood.
He was Red Hood, yes.
Yeah.
And then people wanted him to fan cast as that live action one, but he's
Yeah.
kind of too old now for that. Same thing. People who you think were young are now old.
Yeah,
So he can't be that. He's Bruce age now.
like he could definitely. I mean, he could play Batman.
You play older
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like what, 40?
better than the guy they got on Gotham Knights. Shit,
Yeah.
that guy was way too old to be
That
Bruce Wayne.
show is
Oof.
Or is it done by
shit.
CW?
It is.
Yeah.
No wonder. Shit.
And made for TV son.
You can.
What's his name? Something.
Oh
It's
man.
forgettable.
Well, he was. I recognize him because he was on Game of Thrones back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I bet you they cast him because of that. Like, oh, let's get this big name guy. He was on Game of Thrones. Let's have him play Bruce Wayne. Just
Odin is from Supernatural.
yeah. Jeez, dude, that show.
Like that works. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind that too much.
That show should work. It really should. Just.
It's CW execution.
CW has the most trash execution.
Yep.
After the Flash season 2, they lost the plot. That's when the plot went out the fucking window.
Yeah, for me.
And now it's the longest running show in CW history at 171 episodes. Ugh.
How is the Flash still here but
Kill
Arrow's
it.
gone?
Right?
Because the Arrow became shit a lot worse
Yeah.
than the Flash.
They had to ignore that way before.
Flash had to hit season 4 for people to realize, oh, this is garbage. As soon as season 3 hit, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm done.
And
I'm
as soon
done.
as we saw like Nora, I was like, what?
Yeah, I checked
Like,
out after that.
The season from last year, the lightsaber fight,
Oh my god.
fucking done. I was done. I was
Even like
fucking
the
done.
whole God speed running scenes. It's like on a treadmill.
Dude, compared to the
Season 1 CGI.
Yeah, how is the CGI from 2014 better than the CGI now?
Him versus Zoom and him trying to call, seeing his mom, fighting around his mom and whatnot. Perfect CGI.
Even if I was Savitar was alright, man.
Yeah, okay.
The perfect
Okay,
fight.
Saboteur with Jay Garrick, fine.
Yeah, that was.
With Saboteur and Barry,
They lost it.
Yeah.
That's when they started. Alright, let's just drop the money.
exactly.
One of the best fights was Zoom versus Flash. The first that was Flash.
Season 1 was
Season 1 and season 2 perfect. The rest,
Yeah.
Flash.
Pun fully intended. That show hit the ground running.
that season was so good. I completely forgave the fact that Grant Gustin is a brunette with brown eyes.
For me, it was never that. I was just looked at him like, and man, ain't you a little too tall to play the Flash? Like just
She's like what?
because him being slender, he's not that tall, but him being so slender makes him
Yeah,
look.
lanky.
The
Yeah.
thing is, if he packed on muscle, I wouldn't mind. Because the Flash is quite muscular.
Remember that crap in 2018
That's
where everyone's like,
comics,
you're
though.
too skinny to be the Flash?
But
Like,
here's the thing, right? Comics is it's kind of like the comics curse. Everyone's buff for the comics. Everyone, you know.
everyone's got six packs and shit.
Everyone has like the same body almost. Maybe Batman is slightly bigger. Superman's bigger than Batman as well. Sometimes they're equal. Everyone is buff in the comics.
Yeah.
Just Green Lantern, Booster Gold. Yeah, even fucking Robbie Ray's Blue Beetle. Everyone's you know slightly buff to some extent.
But you know what? I commend Pattinson on not taking roids.
Yeah.
Because every other, like, he comes with the roids.
He actually said before
looks realistic.
filming that he would do the role, but he wouldn't get in like that superhero shape for it.
And he didn't need it because for the whole movie, you're in a bat suit.
Yeah.
You have one shirtless scene post battle.
And we mostly see his back.
Yeah.
We mostly see his back.
Mostly his back.
That's fucked up.
You don't
It's
need.
like scars.
You don't need any like shirtless scene.
And why would you have a shirtless scene in this movie? It's
Yes.
so superfluous.
Exactly.
Don't got an ass scene.
And in the cinema, it won't be censored out as it would seem. When is it coming out? Like the 4th.
It'll be
Next week-
censored
next
in the
week
cinema.
Next week Thursday. That's like.
I'm gonna be in Joburg.
That's a good job. Shit.
We're in Joburg.
Ain't that?
Yeah.
That's some shit.
Yeah.
But I think, because again, the reviewers have seen it by now. Reviewers, the critics, they've watched it by now. But
Yeah.
apparently, it's fine. It's very cosmic adventure meets 80s. I don't know how to feel about that.
It's like the comics from back
It's
in
like
the day.
Guardians of the Galaxy plus store. I feel like it's like,
No one reviewer has spoken about the darkness of it because it's gold, you know.
Yeah.
those are fucked up characters.
Like that whole run, it's very dark. It's sad. It's gloomy.
you feel bad for the guy,
But now
but
it's like, oh, it's more of a. I mean, again, it is a Taika Waititi movie.
yeah,
And Bale did say yesterday that they cut scenes of him
with him
acting
and
with Goldblum.
yeah, and Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting because it's like, okay, E3 is back in the fold. It's post Endgame. It's probably off near the layer.
yeah.
Where would he be?
I don't know.
Maybe give him a new forge.
Yeah, he'd probably be like a full-time blacksmith now for the Asgardians.
It might explain the new armor Thor has.
Exactly, because who else can make it for him?
Yeah,
Not a big
But-
fan of it.
I'm not a big fan.
The one from Infinity War. Fucking pretty nice. Fucking perfect.
I think
it was just black and gray.
helmet is very.
Simple.
Hey, that helmet with the thing on the.
It's too much.
Too much. Thor doesn't need a helmet.
He literally had it one time.
I was like, ugh.
You notice the Thor only wore a helmet once in the movies. In that first movie, he like,
No, I wasn't particularly mad at that helmet.
yeah,
It was fine. It worked.
I'm glad Captain America never fucking win.
the wings.
God, I wouldn't.
It did. In that costume when he was like doing those shows. Yeah,
Yeah, but that was like on here. It wasn't fucking win.
But let's be honest, the Avengers 1 outfit.
that was kind of iffy with either the ears. The,
I don't know why Shield wanted to reinvent it.
Coulson.
it was Coulson fanboying that shit, man.
Not that good.
The perfect suit for me was Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Yeah,
Winter Soldier and maybe
with that
beginning of it.
navy.
Community colors,
Yes,
leather straps. Oh,
it was perfect, man.
what a beautiful suit.
Who had the best suit? Let me rephrase that. Who had the best?
Shield one.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. It was
Let's
okay.
let's take Iron Man out of the equation, 'cause that's its own ranking. Who had the best costume in the MCU? Okay, wait, who had the best second costume?
Second,
Because the first ones are always rough.
Green Iron.
Yeah, removing Iron Man.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because that's its own thing. There's like 50 outfits there.
Ooh, that's a really.
That's a really tough one.
I like Hawkeye's new outfit.
Well, Ronan? Or the one he has now?
Not the
Oh,
one suit.
yeah.
Hawkeye. Prime Hawkeye. I like
Oh
it.
yeah, the second outfit.
I like it.
Yeah.
Did Ant-Man change his outfit?
I think
I think it's that
it was slightly improved.
because he got a new suit.
Yeah.
It was second
It
movie.
was so sad.
The first one was taken by the US government, and then the second one was.
They made it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
made the new one for because he made that one with the Wasp outfit as well.
Yeah.
Thing is though, it's kind of you can't tell what exactly is different unless you have a side
It's
by
very
side.
samey.
So yeah,
It's like the Infinity War Iron Man armor and the
Yeah.
unless you look at it,
unless you look at it
Like a
it's
side
hard
by
to
side
tell.
photo, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think that removes the element of is this truly better than the other one?
Yeah. That's kind of why I removed Iron Man
Yeah,
from
like
there too.
the
I think in terms of improvement from the first one, Spider-Man had the better second suit.
Oh, well, wouldn't it be third technically?
No, not
Oh, you mean the black one?
yeah, not the Iron Spider suit. That's an armor that you
No,
put
but
on.
you mean
Like,
black and red.
yeah, the black
You have,
and red.
you have the stock suit, you have the fabricator suits, then you have
the one he made.
the one, yeah, the fabricator
I mean
suits.
the black and red.
The
Yeah.
black and red.
Compared to
In
the
stock
first one,
fabricator.
it's vastly better because the first one was like a pajama. Let's be honest, dude. That shit looked too puffy.
Okay, wait, you mean version 1. Okay, so you have
Version
Peter
one.
Parker suits. Pajama with goggles.
No, not that. I mean the
means
first
the stock
Stark
suit,
suit.
stock suit.
That was too much like a pajama, man. It looked like a big old onesie, man.
I don't mind it. Nah.
It was too puffy, man. Just
Puffy, that's tight. Thing was so skinny.
it was. It looked
Do me a
too.
favor, go watch
Okay,
Homecoming.
wait, what are you talking about?
Go watch Home. I'm watching.
Hey, dude.
Dude, watch Homecoming.
Like from that first
He
trailer,
puts on, taps the thing, and it's
I know that.
Uh-huh.
That was in Homecoming, dude. In the Civil War, it looked. You remember that first trailer? The first thing we said
You know what it is,
was, "Dude, it looks like
you know
pajamas,
what it
man."
is? I think at that point, Holland wasn't on set, so they used a literal CG double. So Holland's proportions, his body, his head shape, it was a bit off. So it looked puffy because it wasn't really hollow.
But in Homecoming, you notice it had like the little lines in its like Superman suits in the comics, like the New 52. Yeah,
By the
yeah. It was a lot like Superman's suit in the New 52 because it also had like weird random lines in it and shit.
MCU has a problem. They overdone the suits. Prime example,
Dude.
Reed Richards.
What was that?
Two
This-
lines.
Why was it
Many
reflective
lines.
as well?
why did it
The
light up
logo,
in
it
one?
had like a reflective thing.
Why did it light up? Just
Imagine like 5 minutes of screen time to be the dumbest motherfucker in the MCU.
That's so crazy. Like, why would you
I
say
hated Black Bolt.
like, okay, I get it. It's a
even
great
though it was
Black
comic
Bolt,
accurate.
I didn't mind it. You know what it is though? It was fully CG.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It didn't really feel like it was on him.
It was sitting on Anson.
Yeah.
I think particularly when they flew down and he did this in the wings retracted in the movie. He did this. It was like
The wings sort of just
and
disappeared.
the arms didn't
Yeah.
look too short. I don't know if it was me.
Yeah.
The arms didn't look as long as what arms would be. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like this.
And when he crossed
It
his
looked very
arms, they
static.
just like,
He looked
yeah.
very stiff as a character.
Yeah, like it didn't have much motion.
Well, he didn't make much motion.
All he did was follow his arms.
Yeah.
He just made a couple of head movements.
Yeah.
And that was
Yes.
it. And then,
And even like in the first viewing, I couldn't tell it was Anson. I was like,
I had no idea that was
I
him.
forgotten him. I was like, okay, random actor, Black Bolt, cool.
Yeah.
Reed
you know
Richards,
whose
and
suit that I did like? Captain Britain's suit.
it was nice.
I like that suit.
You know what I noticed
Captain.
though?
So Carter?
Oh yeah,
Carter.
yeah. Captain Carter.
You know what I noticed though?
Yeah.
Haley, her neck, it's aging now.
Hmm.
It had lots of like striation,
Yeah.
like wrinkles.
Those lines that show up when you look up, they're like
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
But it was fine.
What about Captain Marvel? The black
It was
Captain.
just a
He's
reskin.
black, yeah,
It's just a
because
Yeah.
reskin.
those suits are all the same.
The
including
color
the other
changes.
cream. Yeah.
You could
It's
just
still
change the
same
color,
suit,
yeah.
Different color.
Yeah.
Which is weird because it updates from Endgame to Infinity War.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. Like the stars are different shape.
And she doesn't have the helmet
The
anymore.
lines of intersection are different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
It was weird that the helmet would cover your head, but a little bit, like a bit of hair would come out. Like,
And was it even their hair?
dude. Or was it part of the thing? I don't
Like
know.
a weird style design.
Because that's not how hair works. If you
not.
put a helmet on and there's an opening, your hair's not gonna pop out.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just,
gonna like
yeah, just gonna cover it.
go.
The comic writers don't go outside. That's what the hell was popping out. They don't know how much for. It's like, oh, fuck it.
Like this motherfucker has ever played sports. Just true.
But like, did you guys see her? There's this new clip thing going around.
Oh yeah,
From
some kind of
Avengers,
ride that she did.
Quantum-
Quantum something, yeah, I saw that.
Quantum
Yeah.
entanglement. It's like this basically. So basically, Disney had a cruise ship. In the cruise ship, they have an Avengers section. Where you sit down, and it's completely new film scenes of characters who interact. You have Sam Wilson interacting with Kamala. Obviously, Sam interacting with Paul Rudd.
They have Jada
Evangeline.
Pinkett Smith interacting with that dude.
What dude?
August Alsina.
God, just kidding. I was like, what?
Dude, did that bitch get
You didn't get that shit. Like you said,
Yeah,
quantum
yeah,
entanglement, and I was like, oh.
It was surprising. Like I watched the clip. It's like 8 minutes long. It's pretty much a MCU short.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not canon, given the fact that
It's a
Kamala
ride,
is still
you know,
trying to
it's-
find her way as
yeah.
a hero. Because the suit in that clip isn't the suit in the show. Where the show is now, she's still in her homemade suit.
I don't know about you guys, but I've had a bit of a Marvel overload. So I'm just like, fuck it.
I've been there, dog.
I'm like, Thor is coming out.
Yeah.
I'm not hyped to see Thor, which is weird.
That's what happens.
Thor.
Dude, the same thing happened to me. You remember this shit.
Yeah,
I was sick
before
of Marvel.
Midnight, before
Dude,
Midnight, I remember.
I was sick of Marvel shit, man.
Marvel saturation.
I'd seen WandaVision, Hawkeye, Spider-Man. Like, just, I was sick of this shit, man. And Captain America, too. Like, just, dude, I was so done.
You know what helped? The long period between What If and Endgame definitely helped.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of those shows, those D plus shows,
helpless forget and sort of miss it a bit. I feel like now if they were to do it, they still have more movies. We still have She-Hulk. We still have
The Secret Wars.
okay, no, that's kind of far.
No, that's
I
way
think
off.
this
That's
year, right?
way
This year, it's Thor,
Yeah.
She-Hulk,
Echo.
Echo. Daredevil obviously is going to show up in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones revival announced yesterday.
Yeah. What happened to the Agatha Harkness show? That's still a thing.
House of Harkness is like next year.
Oh.
They haven't even filmed yet. Armour Wars.
When the fuck is that coming? That's the only
This,
show I actually
yeah, they're
care
gonna
about.
start filming
They
this
began-
month.
Yeah, this month. Last year they were casted.
That's the only that's actually the only Disney Plus
We're
show I
gonna
care
see who was it?
A Rhodey?
Riri in Wakanda Forever.
Ironheart?
about. Riri Williams?
We're gonna see someone in Wakanda Forever. Because one of them, I'm not sure if it's Ironheart or Rhodey's niece. Because there's two characters, right? There's the super smart one, and then there's Ironheart, who's also smart. There's two smart black girls, right?
I don't really know. I don't personally, dude.
the other
I'm not
one.
fanning for Ironheart, dude.
Yeah.
Just
You know
I wanted.
black about Ironheart?
Yeah.
During the time when Tony went missing, right? So Doctor Doom reset the whole movie. And he took away his scar and shit. He became Iron Man for a short period of time. Then he went and found Riri Williams. And she was like, yeah, you know, after his legacy, I'm carrying it on. He looked at her and said, what the fuck do you mean? Come with me. They went to MIT. And there's a whole bunch of other smart kids. They all have their own versions of the Iron Man armor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bitch, you're not
It's a weird legacy thing. It's like, okay, but
she doesn't feel
It doesn't
call
make
yourself a
sense.
legacy, but we already have
Peter
yeah,
Parker.
Morbius.
not Morgan, Morgan.
Hey, that was weird.
Smell you mobbing out here.
It's Morgan.
Shit. No. Even besides Morgan, personally, I wanted that kid from Iron Man 3. That
Horror something.
Harley.
Harley,
Yeah.
Harley.
Harley Kinnear. Yeah, that guy. He was at Tony's funeral, for fuck's sake.
It's been a decade. Plus.
To be honest,
It's been a decade.
okay, how about this?
Tony didn't ditch him. The fact that he was there shows, dude.
He left him in the scientific lab. Granted. What has he done since then?
To be honest,
We don't know.
what I want to see is that kid move to New York.
Yeah.
That kid moves to New York. He's in high school, right?
Yeah.
He's like,
Nah. Let me see.
He was a teenager
He
in
was
that
12
scene.
and I'm in 3.
Yeah.
So he's kind of our age almost.
Yeah.
working.
He'd be in.
He's the same age as the year.
He would probably be in college with Peter Parker.
holy fuck. I have an idea. I have an idea. So he just finished university, right?
Yeah.
Possibly an engineering degree. Possibly an engineering degree. He goes to work for AIM. They engineering their own Iron Man armor.
Would AIM still exist?
AIM
That was
existed now.
Amy still
Aldrich
exists.
is defeated.
Yeah.
I mean,
Blew up.
yeah.
Or he could be working. What's that other thing?
Hammer?
Yeah, he could work for.
Why
Hammer
would he though? Aren't they like?
Here's the thing. What if, okay, as you said, Tony never lost contact.
Yeah.
Tony set up some sort of contingency, not maybe like a future plan.
Like he
When
left
you're old
this.
enough
He gave
for
this.
Stark Industries,
Yeah.
have
This-
Pepper keep communication with him, bring him in, and have him engineer and Stark Industries along with
Yeah. I see it.
exactly.
Plus, it would explain how she knew to call him to bring
Yeah.
to Tony's funeral and shit. Because
Yeah.
she doesn't know him. No one else know him. Only Tony knew him. So yeah.
She didn't know him at that point in the movie.
Yeah.
It took Tony coming back from his kidnapping and telling her about this.
Yeah.
And saying, there's this kid out here. He kind of helped me.
We are putting way more thought into this than the people making this shit
all.
all.
I'd rather put more thought into that than think about. Oh yes, Riri Williams. She's
Yeah.
special. She made an Iron Man armor.
Because it's just like, oh, so good Shuri. Is she a legacy character? No. I mean,
so could Vanko. I mean, he didn't, but he did. He did at the end. That big old.
I wouldn't call that an Iron Man album. The manga one.
That big one with the two whips at the end. Like he had Rhodey on one side, Tony on the other.
Like a manga-ish outfit.
Yeah, it was kind of.
Yeah.
It was big. It was clanky.
Even Obadiah Stane made his own Iron Man armor. What the fuck?
Well, it wasn't him.
It wasn't really.
It was.
He has the.
Tin Ring and Strong Scientist.
I get that, but still.
But his son is Laden.
Yeah.
Possibly in Armour.
He could be the what's it? Red Crimson. Crimson Dynamo.
Yeah.
That was Vanko.
Yeah.
In the comics, that's Vanko. Vanko's the Crimson
But also,
Dynamo.
he never got to be the character.
Yeah.
So you can make his son
could
the
be.
character.
You know what? Another thing is the guy, Black Widow's dad, in the comics, he's not just Red Dynamo. I mean, Red Guardian. He also becomes Crimson Dynamo. A bunch of people have been Crimson Dynamo.
Yeah,
So
it's been a mantle.
yeah.
Since the 60s.
So it could work.
You could definitely reintroduce him into the fold. Because with him, obviously, you have Peggy Carter. Who's she working with?
Someone, man. Like,
Someone. I mean, you have many options on the table. You have Tristan Hammer, you have Wilson Fisk, and you have Ethan Stane. Many options on the table.
it could be. It could be anybody.
Could
Shit.
be anyone. 10 Rings. It could be Amanda's daughter. It could be. Think about it.
But it would be different. No.
Sharon was a magical.
Yeah.
Who else was a magical?
Yeah, Shang seeing them when he went to go look for her.
Exactly. She had a mansion in Magical. She had like a weird mansion with guns and art pieces.
Yeah. That's a lot, dude. Also, I will bring this up. Shang-Chi himself as a character in that story, as a kid, you know, like my father sent. He was like his dad sent him off on a mission to like kill one of the dudes responsible, and so naturally you think, oh, he didn't do it. He fled, lived life in New York, but no, he was like, I did.
That's so crazy.
He did it.
That was like a subversion. It was like, okay, that day he had to be a good guy.
Yeah.
He didn't kill. No, he killed.
He killed him. And not just that. That's not what bugs me. That's not what bugs me. What bugs me is that he did that. And before he did that, he promised his sister, I'm going to come back for you and we're going to leave. He went off, killed the dude, and then he fucked off. That bugged me. That was a dick move.
It's one thing to say I couldn't do it, and to avoid the shame I ran away. That's one thing. To avoid the shame I ran. But you did. Just go back home, take your sister and run away again.
Dude.
What are you doing?
That part made no. I feel like they just threw that in. Oh, he's edgy, kill the guy.
I think with that, it's completely justifiable why I'm so angry.
Yes.
I get it.
It's totally justifiable.
You need to leave me. You completed your mission. You completed it.
You could have just walked back through the door. No hassle, nothing. Just,
Made no sense.
oh, dude.
And now she's evil, or always was, or whatever.
It's kind of his fault.
It is.
It's his fault.
He
He created it.
She was the moral compass as a kid. He abandoned her. She became evil.
Yeah,
That's your baby. You're the music. You think like Tony Stark.
dude. And he left her alone with her dad, dude. He was already treating her like a less than.
The villain that Shang-Chi killed would have any future spawn that would be a new villain.
Nah.
He's that big.
I think that. Oh, the big dragon.
Okay, well,
That was a creature from another dimension. So not.
the person he killed,
Oh, the guy.
being the
Like,
guy who sent hit on his mother.
no, because even if he
Just cut the
did,
line, didn't even end it there.
even if he did, Wen Wu would have wiped him out.
Exactly.
So that's.
The people lurk, you know that.
Yeah.
They're good at lurking.
Yeah.
Tony didn't know about him. Tony has like these satellites all over the world.
Here's a question. How did Marvel retroactively perfectly fit Wen Wu into the MCU timeline? But when it came to the Eternals, it's like, when years ago, when Thor was a kid, he would follow me around. It's just, dude, how did Wen Wu work where they flopped?
Was the most pushed project that didn't need to exist. You didn't need to have these assholes running around.
You could have introduced him in like phase 5. I would not mind.
Yeah.
Didn't need him now.
To be honest, if you have no contact with the rest of the Marvel universe and you don't attempt to have contact, you shouldn't fucking exist. Because
Yeah.
even the Guardian, what's it? I can't think fucking it. Watch it.
The Watcher.
Who are to even interview? And he's supposed to just watch. Exactly. That makes him significant.
He's all over the comics, man. Fantastic Four, X-Men is there.
Doesn't make sense. Like, Moon Knight is a hell because Moon Knight at some point has to interact with Blade.
Yeah.
That's okay, we get that. He has no connection to anyone in the MCU, no one at all. Not even a Bruce Banner, you know?
Yeah.
But he's still has to interact with Moon Knight at some point. Werewolves and whatnot.
But you know who didn't have to interact with Blade? Whitman at the end of fucking Eternals. That was forced, man.
Yeah. We didn't need that Mahershala voice.
Yeah.
We didn't. But it was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Not the movie, but okay, Blade. His
Yeah.
first lines.
Like I fucking love. One thing I would love to do is to record a podcast in one take, because normally it's like, okay, here's the intro, here's this segment. I'd have to like split them up into bits so that I could then upload them as one thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would be easier if I just like recorded everything from intro all the way to the end in one big ass take. So there's just one file instead of a bunch of small ones.
Cool.
So, without further ado, good morning, Die Harders. Who's ready to live free or die hard? This is